Welcome back to another episode of The Money Mentor with Graham Home. And today's very, very special guests are a couple of OGs, like OOOGs, original gangsters. We have Craig and Kim Rosewall. I've gone the wrong way here, but Craig and Kim Rosewall.
Yes, I'm Craig. This is Kim.
And Craig Rosewall.
Yes.
Meet the Rosies. Meet the Millers. How are we?
Very well.
Thank you very much. Here, great to be here.
Great to be here. Don't be nervous.
No, I'm not. I'll come
First
cool.
time.
I'll
You can
come
put
cool.
your arms wherever you like. You can...
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Okay,
I'm just
good.
in the zone.
Okay. So, let's give a little bit of a history lesson. 2016 was a beautiful sun setting. Not quite. But 2016, what happened? Kim was into... You were stressing about money, Craig. What was the background? Give everyone the story of how we consummated our relationship.
Well, before the consummation, we, I don't know, well, just like every other couple, you sort of month to month of financial stress, and we're on good wages, plural, but we're just getting nowhere fast. And we thought we knew what we knew, and because we're in like professional jobs and the like, and we basically just were struggling, and a lot of stress in the relationship because of money, as most couples do. But at the end of the day, this one said to me, if you're going to want me to hang around, or you're looking for a fourth wife, yes, I've got commitment issues, but that aside, you need to get your head out of your ass and start listening to someone else. So that's how it started.
Okay.
So I'm not sure with you whether or not you believe that.
No, you've summed it up.
Okay. Get your head out of your ass and
Yeah.
let's get some help.
Yep.
Okay. Now, you mentioned a couple of things there listening about professional services, highly intellectual people, good careers in IT, good paying, great paying jobs, but living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah,
How does that work?
we're just living, I guess, a good life. You know, we had an investment property, and Kim will say that it was heavily negative geared. It was about 12 years old, and it was sort of everything that wasn't good in an investment that property represented. But we had an investment property
Okay.
doing nothing.
And then also 5 kids between the two of us. So we're
Well, that
buying,
can be expensive.
yeah, and we're
100%.
buying them stuff that I thought they needed, but they didn't really need.
Okay.
So spending money there, and then also, I admit I was the spender of the family.
Okay.
So
What would you spend on?
I don't know, $300 on some nice new linen for the bed, or just
That outfit, and that outfit,
yeah,
and then that outfit.
yeah.
But you liked all of the outfits anyway.
I don't mind the outcome of it, but it comes as a
It
cost.
comes off you, man.
I didn't mean it like that. Probably come out that way.
Oh, shit. Okay, so stuff.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
Work hard, play hard, whatever the kids want. Well, oh, yeah, new outfit. Oh, yeah, whatever.
yeah.
So is it fair to say there's no consideration for what we were spending? We earned good money, so we just spend.
Yep, absolutely.
And if it ran out, it ran out, or use any credit cards?
Yeah, we had a credit card, but not exorbitant. We weren't
Yeah.
totally out of control. We attempted most months to try and pay most of it off, as people try to. We didn't have a building debt.
We kind of floated around the 10, 12 grand mark.
A month
Oh, no,
No.
in total
on the credit card.
on the credit card.
Right,
yeah.
okay. And the mortgage was about 595,000.
Yep.
And it was just under 20 years left to go.
19 and a half years.
Oh, he's good with his numbers.
Yes,
Watch
yes,
out.
yes.
19, so 595,000, 19 and a half years left.
Yep.
Okay. Credit card, bits and pieces, and forced to listen to somebody and get your head out of your ass, as Kim put it, you put it, which we did.
Yep.
That took a bit of time.
Very much so.
So compared to what we do now, which at scale and teach everyone and all this free content, it was quite quiet, small, boutique. You had to come in for multiple consultations. We really put you through the ringer to see if it was the right fit. And then in the end, I think you actually said this the other day, didn't you? You had multiple meetings.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, I think I sort of said, well, what did I say to you? I'm not fucking around ananymore.
No, you said, well, I don't need you, but you need
need
me.
me.
And I thought, all right, good on you.
I think you were starting to get as frustrated with him as what I was.
Actually, I do remember that one day in Cronulla.
Yeah.
I said, I'm going to go take a piss.
Yep.
and you guys fucking talk about it.
Yep.
I'm out and I shut the boardroom door
Yep.
so you could actually feel confident to go, what do you
Yep.
reckon of this?
And you laid, because back then you used to give us a book with the property, all the information about
and
it,
loan- yeah.
and you laid it out on the table, and
Yeah.
you said, I'm going to leave you with these properties, and
Yeah.
you decide what you want to do, and let me know when I come back in.
Yep.
Yep.
True. And I remember taking a leak. They got a message. We said, oh, hey, I'll probably be another hour or so, whatever,
Yep.
blah, blah. I come back in and go, well, fucking whatever.
Yep.
Pretty much. And that's when a wife shouldn't give up her husband's private chats.
Yeah, well, what happened in so what happened in that moment?
Well, it was funny because I was going through and I was racking my brain to say, well, the math, because I know, I like to
Because
think
we'd
I know.
had like 2 or 3 months of courting by then, right? Like had a meeting, go away for a few weeks, come back, have a
Yeah.
meeting, go away for a few weeks, come back, and it's like, fucking, like
Lots
we're
of
on
white-
it, we're off here.
Yeah, lots of whiteboarding sessions.
Yeah, and the numbers were the numbers and
Yep.
calculators, and you're checking spreadsheets. Oh, my numbers are the same as yours. Good. And I'm like, well, okay, the numbers are the same. What are we fucking doing?
Pretty much. And then it was sort of, Kim just said when you were out of the room, she says, for Christ's sake, if
No, I said, for fuck's sake.
well, it's a family program.
No, this isn't a family program. It's Infinity Family. So for fuck's sake, yeah.
And said, well, even if something was to go wrong, at the end of the day, we just sell the property. You know, we're no worse off.
Yeah. The debt either goes down or it doesn't. We sell
Yeah.
the house or we sell the investments or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, correct. So that was probably the money moment. And then I said, I said to Kim, I think I'm getting financially aroused. And she said, what? And I said, I'm excited. This is so cool. I was just like a light bulb you could see as a cartoon just goes, ching.
I should have said that back at the beginning, when we started, not at 3 months later. What's the worst thing that can happen?
Your
Yeah.
husband could get a money boner.
And then, needless to say, I said that to my wife, and my wife then said to the money mentor,
Yeah.
you've just given my husband a woody.
The first man to give my husband
Yeah.
some movement. Well, and I've never let it go. It's going to be my claim to fame till the day I retire. Eh?
And that was it. That was just the start of something fantastic. And, you know, we're into our 9th year with Infinity.
We're going to have an anniversary soon.
Well, yeah, pretty
We'll
much.
have to go on holidays or something.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Yeah. So that was 9 years in, $595,000 home loan, old investment property, negatively geared. Fast forward, so that was 2016.
Yes,
Okay. Craig sent me a text message.
10 months into the first
Geez, you know your numbers.
bloody oath, mate.
10 months in, what did you say? I think it was in caps too.
This is just bullshit.
Yeah.
Nothing more, nothing less.
Man, a few words, many
Makes
talents.
sense. And then back then, because you're trying to do the right thing, and it's straight onto the response back to what's happened. And I just said, we've paid off more in 10 months than we have in 10 and a half years in our loan. And you go, well, what's the issue? I said, I don't know. It's just real. I'm getting emotional. So that was it. Yeah, it was unbelievable.
Believable now, but
100%.
so during that 10-month journey, you've taken more principal off the 595 grand
Correct.
than you have in 10 years.
Yeah,
Because you're on good incomes, right?
yeah.
And back then you were doing like 10 to 12 grand a year off your principal. Like, yeah, you're putting like 30, 40 grand. 10, 12 grand comes off. 10, 12 grand comes off. You're not really getting that far ahead, right?
Yeah, correct.
Using the credit card. But then all of a sudden, you guys have fucking nailed it and done like well over 100 grand, 150 like off the loan. Like you put a whole wage off it nearly.
Pretty much. The way we were set up was basically my salary was always just doing the living and the mortgages and everything like that, and Kim's was the
Spendings.
pretty much. But
Hey,
then,
good man. Hey, happy wife, happy life.
but then when we got refocused everything, it just the reality check just boom. Plus having the properties bringing the monies also into
That helps as well.
the transactional
Tax
account,
benefits.
tax benefits as well. Yeah,
So that restructure of joining, in the boat together, row at the same time in the same direction. Not that sort of stroke, mate. I see your face. Not that sort of stroke. We're in the same boat, rowing at the same time.
Yeah.
It's been a long 9 years, ladies and gentlemen. There's an interesting relationship here. That all the money into the loan, reduced daily interest from the bank, right? So they
Yep.
can't charge you the full whack.
Yep.
Having do you remember what you started as a weekly food fuel fund for your discretionary spend?
$1,000.
Actually, that's right. I remember
Yep.
ripping in about that too.
I think it was just because you just said just adjust your mind. If could you live off $1,000 a week with your effectively fuel, food, fun, and you said to me, and that's overs.
It's 52 grand a year. That's
That's-
after tax.
That's overs.
Yeah.
We said, no, we'll have a crack at that. And then I think it was the first couple of months, we was well under it. And we thought, this is ridiculous. That's when we started adjusting down and down and down.
So the crazy thing is here, we've gone from spending over 100 grand a year probably on shit, right? To then, and only getting about 10 grand a year off. All that money was coming in and paying the bills, only about 10, 12 grand a year off the loan. To then saying, hang on a minute, we're taking well over 100 grand a year off. Like we literally flipped it, right? Well over 100 grand off the loan. And now we're living off 1,000 a week. 9. So how long did it take each of you to go, right, I'm not just buying everything I see now or whatever I want, whenever I want? How hard was the change? Because you were very skeptical. Kim, you were pretty much all in. I did all the
Yeah.
numbers and you went, yeah,
Yeah.
cool. You looked at Craig and Craig was like, and I didn't know you guys then. And Kim, I could see Kim going, for fuck's sake, he's not across it.
Yeah.
Or he's not, he's not in yet. He's not like, okay, this works.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, just, and ask the numbers and you had your folder and each time we come up, So how long did it take each of you to actually adapt to, this is what we use to function each week now?
For me, it was sort of understanding the math straight away and then seeing the effects of it. I was probably a few months in.
Okay.
Kim probably
Probably took me a little bit longer, but I actually taught myself a little mind game where
Okay.
I would want to buy something and then I'd walk away from it.
Right.
And then I'd come back 10 minutes, half an hour later and go, actually, no, I don't even need it. So it was almost like a mind over matter
So it wasn't
thing.
a full delay gratification. It was just
Yeah.
I'm going to buy this outfit. All right, I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And you'd go look at 5 other things, and if you come back and go, oh, yeah, so
Yeah.
it's lost its shine?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Yep.
interesting. And you didn't do that before. You just started doing that in this process.
Yeah, yep.
Okay. How many times did it not work?
Not many.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you really wanted
Yeah.
it then?
It was probably that also combined with Craig. If I did buy something, he'd be like, you need to be on this with me together, So a bit of,
Is that,
bit of whipping
because
me.
she roped you into it and pressured you to divorce number whatever again? And then you're like, no, we're on this journey together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you wanted this, you got it, and now
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I think I was all in once I committed, and that's how I am. If I commit to something, I really want to make it, see it through to its full outcome. And because she was sort of not at the pace I wanted it to be, so that put a bit of tension.
That's interesting because you're like, didn't want to bar of it, force him into it, and now he's into it, he's fully into it. And now you got to run at his pace.
I've created a monster.
We'll talk about that in a minute in public transport. Bloody hell. Oh, anyway. Okay, so 595,000, 10 months in, message, this is bullshit. We've paid more off our loan in 10 months than we did in 10 years, and I'm a bit emotional.
Yeah.
And then from there was another message.
Well, then at the 4-year, 4-month mark, I remember texting
This
you.
is 2016.
4 years, 4 months later.
Yep.
And there was basically a short message that just said done. Nothing more, nothing less. And it was just done. And you've come back with a text to say, I don't know what done is, but I assume done means you've paid off the loan. I said, yes, brother. When am I buying? Or as I used to say, when am I going shopping?
Shopping again.
Yeah.
How did that feel? 4 years, 4 months for $595,000.
It's like a massive weight off your shoulders.
And we had 19 and a half years left.
Yep.
We didn't increase your income initially.
No.
No.
The income was the
no.
same. We changed what you were doing with it and where
Yep.
it's at.
Yeah,
Then we added investments which had income, but they also had debt to service.
correct.
So we added investments and income, but also debt to service. So we firstly just changed how you operated your household cash flow.
Pretty much.
Then we supercharged it.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So 4 years, 4 months. And I'll pop in some of the editing here for the YouTube version. If you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple or whatever, I'll pop in some images here up on the screen of Craig and Kim in 2019. You very kindly came and shared your story on stage with me when I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and they asked me to do the National
Oh,
Achievers.
That was
Contest.
so
We
much
did
fun.
Sydney, Brisbane, Melbourne, Auckland together.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember that first event in Sydney, and I'll pop the picture up. Here's a photo of you guys on stage. I was fucking scared shitless.
Yep.
I couldn't public speak his backside. Anyway, it was a 45-minute, I think, or 60-minute. You guys
Done
went
in 15.
Yeah.
You were done in
18,
15.
22 minutes, you guys were, and Beck's out the back going, okay, there was yourselves and Andrew and Cree. They're like, oh, you'll just be like 5-10 minutes at the end, guys, to show that this is possible and it's real. And I remember going, the camera couldn't even keep up with me. I was like, zoom, 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 from side to side, sweating under the lights. Okay, we've got some lovely people. And just, we're not fucking ready. You better go, help. It was literally like 15 to 20 minutes. I did like a 45-minute presentation. I was so nervous. And it's funny, guys, and I want to thank you for that, because so many people from that tour in 2019 said, I had the worst slot. After lunch, everyone's eaten, they're tired, yeah, they've gone for coffee, they're doing email, and they're fucking wandering back in, waiting for the headline speaker. So many people said, I didn't hear half of what you fucking said at the beginning. Some people didn't, that makes sense. Some, I didn't hear fuck all what you said. But I came in at the end, and I seen these families on stage, and there's fucking no way you can fake those people what they said, what you've done for their lives.
Yeah.
I've got to thank you for that, because you then had a direct influence on all of these other people's lives in the Infinity family because of what you shared.
Well, I actually had in that Sydney presentation, I had people that I hadn't seen in ages text me, hey, Rosie, I saw you on the stage. That was random. I thought, okay, I haven't spoken in a while, but
These are
yeah, it
people you
was
play
random.
footy with or
Yeah,
work or
exactly,
school.
exactly.
Wow.
And they just said, but what you've said and what you've been able to achieve is just mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's roll forward to, 8 years now, and we support the REMs and things like that. There's a lot of people that say the same thing. And it touches us because it's sort of like us, how do you say the expression?
Paying it forward.
Paying it forward?
Paying it forward.
Paying it forward.
Yeah.
I thought you were getting a bit touchy then. I was a bit concerned. I didn't know what was
No,
coming out.
no. But it's just sort of like, it sort of inspires us that if we can make a difference just to say you can do it,
Yeah.
Well,
we're all a skeptic. You were the biggest skeptic.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Everything I wrote on the whiteboard, Kim's going, yeah, turned around, and Craig's going,
No, it's all bullshit.
yeah, it's all, yeah,
How
sure.
you say bullshit.
And he said to me, this is bullshit. How?
Yeah.
Fucking 1 + 1 = 2. Get
Yeah.
the abacus out.
No, you used to say your catch cry was numbers don't lie.
People do. Numbers don't.
Yeah, correct.
Unless you're trying to interpret them and put some sort of fucking spin on them.
Yeah. And I think that's been the big thing is this sort of you, and it's probably a character trait that you have, you bring it back to the basics and your style. I connect with your style. I think that's the main
What
thing.
style is that? How professional and
Yes.
well-spoken I am?
Yes, mate. You,
No,
100%.
Clearly
100%.
not. I think what did I say yesterday? People say, so I said, don't fucking kick me in the dick. Fuck off, eh?
And it's funny, we talked to people since that, and they laugh and they said, oh, it was a bit raw. And I said, but cut through that. What he's saying is bringing it back to tin tacks. He doesn't suffer fools gladly, as the expression goes. But at the same token, if you're invested, he's invested in you.
Yeah, it's that energy exchange, right?
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah. And it also, don't do it deliberately, it's just how I was raised, or pretty rough. But then sometimes you see people like, whoa, and it shocks them, and all of a sudden they're paying attention again. Or they have a little shits and giggles, and then you can actually communicate with them instead of all this fancy shit.
Yeah.
I have fun anyway. It's all.
Oh, exactly. And I think by you having fun makes everyone else comfortable.
Yeah.
And then they start having fun, and then they start setting their goals and dreams and think, shit, we can actually do this. There's a couple of gibberers up there, as in Craig and Kim, that are able to achieve that.
I love it. I love it. Now, so 595 gone, 4 years, 4 months, which is a big record. And really, to be honest, kudos to you guys. Thank you. I'll never forget, I asked to share your statements for the Australian Broking Awards because someone nominated, and you can self-nominate as well these days, and they asked for validation and supporting material. And I asked for your statements and a letter there.
Yep.
And that's when I think you maybe had a year left to go. You might have only had 100 and something to go. And you did it in a letter, and we had your statements from day one for like that 3 and a bit years submitted, and that I won number 1 broker in Australia. So I've got to thank you guys. Boom, the Rosies are number 1. But it was irrefutable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like your statements were living proof of what I'd been teaching, and Alex and Mary, many other people as well. But yours was a big one, like a big loan, right? Big income, and the turnaround of what you were doing to what you started doing is astronomical.
But you also, I thought you would say it, but we lost both our dads in the middle of that 4 years, 4 months. So, and this is another side that being with Infinity also was quite good in the sense of we had, there was a lady named Zandri who was our...
She's still here.
Oh, is she? That cool.
Zandri's now the head of compliance nationally.
She's a terrific lady. But anyway, remember her saying, Oh, the Rose was a bit off the
track a bit.
off track
Yeah.
a bit.
Yeah, they
because-
come into my office, it's like an alert. Hey, these people are not sticking to the budget. They're going to say that doesn't work. They're breaking everything. Hey, what do we do? How do we help?
Well, yeah. So with that in mind, I think your comment to me, because we spoke about it afterwards, and was give them some chance. They lost, their dads, and you rang me. I don't know if you remember, but you rang me and said, "Are you guys cool?" And I said, "Yeah, it's been tough. As you can imagine, it's been tough."
He's ended up heading to Bali and taking a break and had a few things
Yeah.
to tidy up. And
Yeah. So it was hard, and then you said, "Do you still want to, get back on the horse?"
Yeah.
I said, "Yeah, I'm still cool." So this, mind you, we still haven't paid off the loan at this stage.
yeah.
So that was,
This was halfway through, roughly.
yeah,
right?
about halfway through.
Yeah.
And then you said, "All right, these are my goals. These are my goals for you
Yep.
to try and to get to." And that's how it started getting back on the horse again. Started
We had
riding
we had
hard.
a little pause for a while. I said,
Yeah.
okay, well, if you are, we'll give you, what do you want, another couple of months or whatever in that call? Cool. Well, these are the goals. These are the rules.
Yeah,
Do what you need to do. But then we need to fucking get back on. You need to come ride.
yeah, correct. And that's when I did done, because for me it was sort of affirmation that we were back. The process was real and giving it a good crack.
So 4 years, 4 months. Do you reckon you could have cracked 4 years without any pause?
Easily, I think.
If we hadn't had that little hiccup, easily probably, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And look, life happens. We've got to get through it and push on. And we still had overseas holidays.
yeah. We Bali was our go-to, and that was when Bali was better than what Bali is at the moment. So,
Was Bali on the Bingtangs? Man Ken's out the side of the Bingtang singlet.
no, I'm pumped. So yes, I'm pumped. Hang on, I'll get back in my chair a bit.
Yeah.
I'm pumped. Yeah, so we used to do that once a year because it was an affordable holiday, and
Yeah.
it was something that was accessible and was enjoyable.
Okay. So we could have cracked it. That's interesting. And today, a couple of investment properties.
Say what?
You've got a couple of investment properties today.
Two. Say what? We've got a lot of investment properties
How
thanks to
many?
you, big fella.
How many?
I think we got up as high as 14. Or investment, what do you call it? Income streams.
Yep.
Because
A
there's,
couple of duplex.
that's what I'm
or-
saying. There's
Yeah,
a
which you
couple of,
count as two incomes. Yep.
yeah. So there's 14 in total.
Okay.
2 are under construction. So 12 that are actually earning monies for us. Sorry, it's 11 that's earning money for us because the 12th one, we went and
about to
did
move
the
into.
inspection. And instead of making an investment, we said, fuck it, we're moving in.
Well, let's talk about that. So right now, you've still got a family home in Sydney.
Yes,
Okay. Worth about what?
between 1.82 million.
Okay. So that will sell soon.
Yes, I've got a bit more maintenance to do.
Okay. And one of the properties we bought for you in COVID in 2021, and we'd known each other for 4 or 5 years then, right? So
Yep.
it was a bit easier for you because we had a very strong relationship, all that sort of stuff. And I took you to a waterfront property on the Gold Coast, and I sold my home in Sydney. I was up the road in Barony Bay, and I put all my money into Queensland, right?
Yep.
So I thought I knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
Well, we're all fucked. And we bought you a property for how much on the water on the Gold Coast?
Well, originally, because we couldn't make that REM that weekend, and so Craig had said to you, we want to buy something, can you put something aside for us?
Yeah.
And then you called us a week later and we had a Zoom call, and you said, okay, I've got this 2-bedroom apartment for you. And we said to you, because we thought this would be our last purchase.
Yes,
and
we started calling it the Big Dog.
Yep.
Yes.
So Craig said, no, we were hoping we could get like the big dog. And you said, well, I do have a sub penthouse.
Yeah,
And we've gone, yep, let's go that.
yeah.
So that's what we ended
Do
up
you
purchasing.
remember what you paid for it?
1,595. So 1,595,000.
Uninterrupted on the water.
Mate. Boom.
You like waking
so
waking
good.
up to that when you're there?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fucking infinity pool on the roof, Jim looking up to Stratty.
That was the funny thing because there's an infinity pool on the roof presented to you by Infinity. So there you go. Look at
I'm
that.
gonna have to give you a marketing role.
Yeah.
Okay, so how much was it?
1,595.
1.1595. Okay. And what's it worth today?
Well, around just under 3 million.
Under 3 mil. So you've made about, call it 1.4 million bucks in that one transaction since 2021
Correct. But
While
then-
we were sleeping.
while you were sleeping.
But the thing is, this is a part that's probably the good part. It only cost us $159,000 out of our pocket, to
buy into
secure
it.
that 1.4 million, whatever.
So
it is.
let's do the math. We call it 160. Make it a round number. 1.6 mil purchase.
Yeah.
Put $160,000 10% deposit down.
Yeah.
2021.
Yep.
You settle around Christmas time.
November last year.
Yeah,
Yep.
November last year.
Yep.
So 22, 23, 24.
Yeah.
So in 3 years, you turned $160,000 into 1.4 million.
Can I just say I'm financially aroused?
Down, boy, down.
It's mind.
Turn the hose on you, mate.
It's mind blowing.
That's on one transaction.
Correct.
Now, we got a bit cute with that then, because we decided that maybe you might want to consider semi-retiring, few bits and pieces health-wise. So we've decided what?
Well, I'm not retiring at the moment.
Okay.
I'm buying again.
Okay. But what are we doing with that property?
So we,
Oh,
the reason that we're
sorry.
moving in, well, I think I've kind of, Craig said we'll move in, but I kind of forced the issue because I said we've made that much profit. I don't want to pay CGT on it.
So
So-
you've moved into the, as soon as you got the keys,
Yep.
you've occupied it. You've
Yep.
moved into state and that's home.
Yep.
And that's working at the moment because you're off work at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you got to commute, big boy.
100%, which is fine. It's like what I used to do.
Yeah, you do
Yeah.
what you're told.
Yeah.
So now we've not only been able to make that $1.4 million, but because it's your principal place of residence, you're occupying it, and we're looking at selling the Sydney home,
Yep.
that's going to have no capital gains tax on the
Correct.
1.4 million.
Yes.
And then I'm looking at this.
Can I send you a bill?
Mate, you can send whatever you want. We're very grateful for what you've taught us.
I'm grateful for you guys to share this story. It's pretty cool.
And I'm potentially, Craig's still not on board yet because I have to ease him into things.
Okay.
But I'm potentially looking at Eve as just being another stepping stone for us
Okay.
because 12 months' time, I'd like to flip it, take advantage of not paying CGT
And
again.
buy a new home
and
again.
buy a new, correct.
And rinse and repeat.
Yep.
Like I've done a lot in the
Yep.
last few years.
That's what I would like to do.
I'm on
I
board.
have to make him think that it's his idea.
Yeah, same as me. It takes a
Yeah.
while for me to come around. I go to Beck, hey, babe, I was just thinking. And her response was,
Don't
just
think.
thinking. No, no. I say, hey, I was just thinking. She goes, oh, you were just thinking that, were you? And she'll pull out a notebook and tell me when she told me.
Mm. Yeah.
But it's like taken 9 months for me to process what she's
yep.
told me. So it's my idea.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So that's a really good example of a transaction. How much was the first investment property we ever helped you with back in 2016? Do you remember?
Yeah, 422,000.
422,000.
Yep.
Do you know what it's worth today?
About 800. About 800k.
850, I reckon, maybe.
Okay.
On a good day.
Yeah,
So 422, 8 to 850,
yeah.
8 years. It's nearly 100. It's nearly 400. Oh, what, 400. So it's about 50 grand a year.
Pretty good.
It's about 10%. It's more than it's perched. More than 10% per annum.
Let alone the benefits that it's done for us tax-wise just over the same
Yeah.
period.
Appreciation,
Yeah.
tax, cash flow, helps
Cash
with the
flow.
home loan.
Yeah.
Okay. And so 422 is the cheapest. It's now in the 8. So that's worked as well, which is
Yeah.
good. So we'll add that to the 1.4. That's
Yep.
good. That's one.
Yep.
There's lots more. What's the dearest investment property you've purchased?
Well, 3 million is the actual purchase with a one that's being built.
Yep. Okay. Under construction.
Yep.
So we spent as little as 422. We've spent as much as 3 million.
Yep.
Which is way more than your home value in Sydney.
Mm.
It's a bit wild.
It's yes.
You sure you're still financially aroused?
I'm getting nervous again.
What's that sound?
It's just me thumping up and down.
I think I can
Oh,
hear,
the old sphincter
I
pucker.
can hear your sphincter fucker. That's starting to increase in pace.
Yeah.
So 422, 3 mil, lots going on. Talk to me for a second. I want to jump for a second because I'm very familiar with your circumstances. Talk to me about your superannuation and your retirement plans. Because this is going to blow people's mind.
Super's an interesting one.
It's a good one though.
There's a thing called SMSF. I couldn't spell it. I thought we were like probably your typical mum and dad that had you know whatever super you've got in an AMP MLC type.
Normal industry sort of
Yeah.
banky fund, right?
Yeah, and I mean this is one thing I don't mind saying too much because we had about 420,000 sitting.
Combined.
And
Combined.
sorry, go back. How old were we when we started this journey or young?
53 years young.
So 53 years young. Okay, so 53 years young, 400 and how much?
About 420,000
Combined.
combined. Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
420 at 53.
yeah.
And right, we've got 10 years, 15 years maybe. We've got 420 something now. how do we make that work? And I remember looking at the state, it was like up, down, up, fee. Like it was a bit yo-yo-y when we
Yep.
looked at it long term.
Yeah.
Because I remember referring you out to a financial planner going, hey, I can see this yo-yo and I don't think this is going to be where they need it to be when they retire. So we bring in the external brain and go, what do you reckon about this? And I remember building a strategy on your leverage capacity
Yeah.
through real estate, being a broker. And so we started with 4 something, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And where's from there? 53 years old.
Yeah, well, I guess the question we were asking ourselves was how do we? Because back then most people would say, you know, you got to have at least $1 million in your super fund to retire.
Yep.
So that was the nominal goal, and we're trying to work out how can we get that sort of monies just by contributions.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, the only money's going into that account is our contributions plus whatever the actual fund was making.
Less fees.
Less fees.
Yeah.
There's no way we're doing that. Let's
No.
roll forward to where we are in 8 years, you know, just completed 8 years, and our super fund is now worth about 1.6 million.
So 420 something
Yeah,
to 1.6
yeah,
in 8 years.
Yeah.
yeah.
4, 8, 12, 16.
Yes.
So we're like,
But that's just mind blowing.
so we're like, it's doubled in value. It's grown 100%.
Yeah,
It's grown 400%. Like
Yeah.
it's doubled, and like 4 to 1. That's wild.
it's unbelievable. And you sort of think to yourself, why am I doing that?
Yeah.
From big things, everything gets lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little things don't grow. I don't know.
Yeah, however that song
Yeah,
goes.
whatever the- I don't know.
Yeah, that's probably one of the biggest mind-blowing things. Two big events. So one, that we paid off the mortgage. 2, that the super fund just turned on its head. And then the icing on the cake is everything else we've been able to do, and then move into a $3 million residence. And we're sitting back in little old Southo thinking, how are we going to do things with 5 kids that we're going to inherit debt?
True. That was a big theme when we met. Was the kids are going to inherit debt. The kids. And I remember Q used to say, I hear him getting up in the middle of the night. I thought he had a prostate problem because he's getting up and pacing and this and that and going. He's freaking out about debt, right?
Yeah. Like most mum and
Fi-
dads.
53.
Yep.
19 and a half, but 20 years on. That's 73 years old before that mortgage is on a 595 at that rate.
Yeah.
And you were paying extra. That's why it was 19 and a half.
Yeah.
You'll be 73 before you pay off the mortgage.
Not anymore, brother.
Done.
Done. Done. Exclamation mark.
Exclamation mark. So super from 400 to 1.6. Home, you've been able to buy for call it 1.6, and it's worth over 3 now. You're up 1.4. You moved in. So we're going to have a new principal place of residence, and we've got to sell the old one within 6 years.
Yep.
So, but we are looking at selling that, and you're going to sell that and just buy a little unit maybe in Sydney at the moment to work from. And
I mean, that's probably the main thing we're just sorting out.
I'm just being really transparent, if that's okay. So people that hear this journey and watch it, we'll do another one of these and share the journey.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's your little project that you're trying to do is...
Yeah. So we've got one.
Besides the interior design of the new unit.
Yes, she's doing that.
Well, I
as
did do an interior design course during COVID.
Good on you.
Yep. So I've been having lots of fun doing mood boards and buying furniture for Eve.
Can you put his mood boards on a mood board for me? Like happy, sad, aroused, money voter?
But yeah, so our little cunning plan is to not totally leave the Sydney market.
Yep.
And we want to try and get a 2-bedroom apartment. Because our youngest son wants his base to be in Sydney.
Yep.
And if I'm going up and down, even if Kim's going up and down,
Yep.
we've at least got a bed.
Clothes in the wardrobe, a bed,
Correct.
a bathroom. It's not a
Yeah.
hotel.
Yeah.
It's there.
And the other side of it is also if we go halves with him, it's
Yeah.
getting him into the market.
Gotcha.
But that's what we just got to work out the impacts on us to do that going
Correct.
halves
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
We'll have to spend some time on the whiteboard.
Mm.
So, did you ever think you would be living between oceanfront Gold Coast and Sydney and have the ability to live between two and have millions and millions and millions of dollars of assets and $1.5–2 million in super today?
Never.
No, never,
Never.
never.
Money magician, not money mentor.
Mate, that's what I'm telling you. and it's
You can buy me a drink tonight.
mate, I'll always buy you a
Yeah,
drink.
oh, I love
you know
it.
that. I think it's one thing when I talk to new Infinity clients and things like that you know, like I don't owe Infinity anything personally per se, but I certainly owe you and Beck so much. And having the conversation with like newbies, they're basically doing the same thing that we went through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're real. You know, only my mum loves this head.
I love it, mate. I love it. Kim loves it.
Well, yeah, sometimes. That's what I mean. It's sort of like it's just an enjoyable experience seeing other people setting their goals.
Well, you didn't have anyone to bounce off back then.
That's the
No.
point.
Like you had to really dig apart what I was telling you, one-on-one in an office.
We had you.
meeting. Yeah. You had to trust in that. You had to trust in this head.
Correct.
Even my mother doesn't love this head. It's a big call, right? It's easier now because people with the size and the scale and the events.
There's
they
a
can-
reference point now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And other people that are prepared to go, hey, we did exactly this and
Yeah.
it worked.
Yeah,
It works if you do it. It's just math.
exactly.
Yeah. Well done. You should be really bloody proud.
Well, I'm excited.
Are the kids proud?
It's a funny thing with the kids. The biggest buzz that we had, we were doing a Tuesday night webinar.
Wasn't someone said, oh, Uncle Craig once?
Yeah. Well, so to our oldest daughter said, you said, there's someone just put in the chat. The first one was
Your brother, someone, or
there was that one.
yeah.
And then there was the niece. Our niece said, hi Uncle Craig, Auntie Kim. And that was our niece and nephew
Watching the free session.
watching the session.
Good on them.
Who have taken on your FFF.
Yeah.
They're actually doing that now.
Yeah.
They haven't joined Infinity
That's
yet,
okay.
but they're doing that as because they've just had a second little child.
Yep.
But they are now looking to come to a masterclass.
But that's
so
all
that's
we
going to
want.
be the
Like,
next step.
if more people put more value into the community, people could follow this
Yep.
to know it's real.
They look at us and they say they constantly say to Craig and I, we want to be like Uncle Craig and Auntie Kim.
Wow.
Yeah.
But now we've got our oldest daughter and her husband doing the same thing because she's not long had a bub and returned back in the workforce. And they love the concept. They just got to get their stuff
Ease
organised
into it and
ease
love,
into
yeah.
it, which is great. And then our next oldest son, concept's there, but he's not quite across the line.
Yeah. Still young.
That's the biggest buzz. It's just they're just sort of seeing what's possible.
Yeah.
You know, I'd love for the kids to achieve what we achieved at 53.
To be able to start doing it at 30, like
Yeah.
imagine how far they could go starting 20 years younger than what we did.
Oh, someone asked that today, what would you tell you? I said, well, I wish from when I met Beck in 2012 at 30, 29, 30 it was, to now at 42, right, in 12 years, I wish I just did that from 20 to 32.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be done.
Yeah.
I'd be all sorts of community things and give back and relax and family. Could have started a family at 32, not 42.
Yeah.
Like, and I wouldn't have taken 12 years to do it because it would have been heaps fucking smarter. Would have made less mistakes.
Well, that's what you do, isn't it?
There you go. Okay. Now, where to from? So go back a step as well. Obviously, Kim not working at the moment because the project finished, and we had some health scares recently as well, which changed, I guess, a lot of thought process or strategy. I think maybe as well. Is that fair to say?
Oh, I don't think it changed the thought process.
It
I
did
think-
for me. I was freaking the fuck out.
Certainly wasn't expecting it.
Mm.
But the thing that it did make it a lot easier for us was the fact that we didn't have a mortgage anymore.
Mm.
So when I went into hospital to have my operation, I was able to just focus on me and not be stressing that, you know, how am I going to do or how are we going to make mortgage payments and bills and all that, put food on the table. I didn't have to worry about any of that. So we have Infinity to thank
All
for
he had
that.
to do was feed himself while you were recovering.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And she still hates me because when she came out of hospital, I gave her baby food.
He
and
did.
then
I-
vitamised a KFC.
I was
Vitamins.
on soft
Sounds
food.
like you did something illegal to it.
God. I was on soft food for 2 weeks because I couldn't eat.
Yeah.
And so he went and bought me all this baby food. And I said, you're fucking kidding, aren't you? It's disgusting. He goes, all right then. So then he came home with Kentucky Fried Chicken and he vitamised it for me.
Like put it in the Nutrability
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
NutriBullet and
chicken.
whipped it up.
Did it work?
No.
So it was just horrid.
Fucking idiot.
Mate,
I love you.
I'm an ideas man.
I would have done the same thing. I mean, the taste would have been there, right? The conceptually
Oh,
Yeah.
it was
makes
awful.
sense.
I mean, the mashed potato and gravy was okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, chicken.
Not like the chicken.
No.
Yeah.
no.
Well, I gave it a go.
Hey, at least you tried. You tried to
Yeah,
look
exactly,
after her, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, dude, I don't want to know what you fed yourself when you were on your own for a few weeks.
Not particularly well stuffed, but anyway, it was all good.
So, I guess that for me, obviously knowing you guys really well and intimately and become friends over these years, I hope. But I think it's important for me at that point in time talking to you guys, I knew everything would be okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
Whilst I was stressed for you,
Mm.
I also knew it would all be okay because we didn't have the mortgage. We got millions of dollars of assets behind us. Our super's quadrupled. Like, everything's fine.
Mm.
As long as the health's sorted,
Yep.
everything was fine. That was my biggest, like, I
Yep.
get emotional, but I could also be super fulfilled and happy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because we could just sell everything tomorrow or half of it and be set for the rest of our lives anyway. And I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
that's the
Mm.
next reality. Because I have a chuckle. Because you shared the other day that you flew into the Goldie and you realised because you didn't have a car up here yet and you were taking public transport.
well, it's funny because this is the mindset
Which
shift.
makes me shudder, but
The mindset shift was we got an Uber
Yeah.
from the Gold Coast Airport to Eve, and
Yeah.
it was $110.
Yeah.
I thought, shit, that's a lot.
by the way, the taxis have a flat rate. So if you go from getting a taxi and go, I'm going to Surfers Paradise, they have a flat rate. I think it's $55.
Oh, okay.
So if you go, oh, okay, cool. How much is it to Labrador? Right? Like
Yeah.
just past north, and they go, oh, $70.
Okay. Well, that's
The
nice.
Ubers actually end up being worse from the because the taxis just want the fare.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
is-
anyway, we decided that there was a bus out the front of Gold Coast Airport, the 777,
Oh, fuck.
and then the 777 got us to, which was express, and it got us to Broadbeach, to where the tram starts.
Yep. Pack fair.
Pack fare, yeah, Pacific fare. And then we get
How much is the 777?
the 777 tram and the 704 combined is 50 cents.
50 cents.
It's considered one trip.
Really?
Mm.
Yeah, that's great. We
How
meet
long does it take? Is it quicker than the car?
pretty much the same. Exact same time. Yes, I've got to lift the bags, but at the end of the day, fuel, food, fun was all about that 50 cents versus $110.
I reckon you've taken it too far. But you do you, boo. I'm going to have to undo some of my work here. Good, look, props to you guys. Good on you. So, you really have lived this since 2016. Like, down to the, we'll just try public transport then if it's 100 and some
Yep.
bucks for the cab. I mean, with millions of dollars in net assets today, if we sell everything, you're still doing what most people would absolutely not be prepared to do.
Yeah.
'Cause I can tell you families come up here on holidays with no money, let alone to fare, and they pay for the cab or the Uber, and then they go without somewhere else in their life. They're late on rent or mortgage or car payment or credit card debt accruing. Yet you guys who are killing it are prepared to go, well, I'll just lift the bags and we'll get on and experience public transport and give it a crack.
Yeah. I mean, that's...
I wouldn't do it again. But
No, we still give it a crack from time to time, so yeah, it's all good.
all right. Now, where to from here?
We're not done yet.
Okay, here we go. All right.
Yet.
That was very confident.
So I'm looking to get back into the workforce again. So I'm started looking for my next contract.
Okay.
I've talked Craig into potentially retiring a few more years earlier than what he thought he would be retiring.
Okay.
So we've still got a few more years left in us yet. Like I said, Eve is a stepping stone.
Okay.
And then I'd like to move into maybe our forever home, or it may not be. Might be another stepping stone
to another stepping stone.
Yeah, yeah. So we just want to keep on continuing on that journey that we've been on, because I don't know, it's addictive.
Okay.
That is the buzz.
Yeah.
That is the buzz.
So you're thinking, come back into the workforce, health's all good, come back into the
Yep.
workforce in the new location, and then continue to acquire a couple more times maybe.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Watch this space for part 2. Let's see what happens. Now, I've got a couple questions for you guys. What would you tell people that are new followers, or sometimes, you people, they follow me for years before they take the leap or execute. So let's assume they're not part of the Infinity fam and they're doing their own thing. What practical things could you share from your journey with them about budgeting, the thought process, psychology? Like, what's a couple of things you could share for people to help them overcome their own bullshit? Because you guys flipped from shithouse to penthouse without earning an extra cent.
I like
And I was
that.
like, yeah, I call it shit house to penthouse, right? Literally shit end today, we're in the penthouse, sub penthouse.
Yeah.
Well, sub, we've got to get to the penthouse. Shit house to sub penthouse. And we're doing okay, but we're killing it now. So it's like, what are some things you could say to people that you realise now you were like, fuck, I needed to give myself an uppercut. I was a skeptic when I should have just seen 1 and 1 is 2 on a calculator and done it. Or, you know, the budgeting was this big, but we had never had it. Like, what are some practical things you could share for people at home?
I think be accountable for your financial actions. So that's number one for me. Set goals that are realistic. Don't set goals that are so aspirational that you'll never get there, because that can be a real.
It's just an
You'll just
easy
be
way to fail.
disappointed.
Yeah,
You know,
correct.
it's like if I say this and fail, I was always going to
Yeah.
fail.
Yeah.
But,
You know, so that's one of the big ones, and sets like small goals as well. So from my side of things, that's a big change. Put some structure in your life.
Mm.
You know, in terms of the day to days, week to weeks.
If you're a couple, work together.
That's the big one.
Yeah.
Mm.
Get rid of I've got my bank account, you've got your bank account. You need just one account.
I mean, come on, if you're going to share bodily fluids, you can share bank accounts, surely.
Well, technically, yes. Yes.
Yes. So join forces, be accountable to yourselves, to each other, make the goals realistic.
Yep.
Okay, what else? Anything else?
I'll just have some fun while you're doing it.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, it's not a grind, because if you're battling your demons just to change your mindset, you're going to struggle.
Yeah.
If you still set some fun times,
Yep.
that odd holiday here and there, it doesn't need to be an exorbitant holiday. It can be just down the road, just at the local caravan park in a cabin over the beach.
Yep.
Although they are getting more expensive, but at the end of the day, just set yourself some things like that so you
Yeah.
can enjoy. Having nights out with the kids, doesn't have to be anything massive.
Yeah.
Love each other.
Oh, I like that. Now, okay, I like that. They're all really, really very simple, logical,
Yep.
non-complex statements, guys.
100%.
They're just simple.
They are.
Real shit.
Mm.
And the process is when you think about it, the process itself is simple. The only person stopping you being successful is you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bullshit. We don't like being uncomfortable. We'd rather be in our current misery and uncomfort than even think about investigating anything else to fix it. It's the truth.
Yeah.
Pretty sad. All right. Well, we're going to do a part 2 of this because we're going to keep on sharing the journey and see if we keep building or if we start liquidating a bit more and all sorts of things. But have you guys got any questions for me?
Why are you looking at me?
I'm being respectful.
There's a first.
No, my question is, I've said to you in just some private chats that,
Depends how many drinks it was after.
no, this is me being normal.
Yeah.
It's rare that I'm normal. Yeah. But I'm proud to see Infinity turn into what Infinity's turned into.
Thanks, mate.
And the buzz that obviously must give you.
Yeah.
And why do you want to keep doing it? Because for me, okay, financially it'd be whatever, but at the end of the day, there still is, do you like getting up and doing the same job that you're doing?
Yeah, it's a really good question. I love it.
Thank you.
No, thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. I actually love it. Like, and I think you know that, and you guys see that, and people that know me. Like, Friday at the REM.
Yep.
Instead of sharing, here's a few units, you would have seen I got to a 60-something million, or 65 mil, and I could keep going, right? It's not the whole portfolio. And so, like, I showed that because it had been the same thing over and over. Fuck it, we'll add to it, right? And some people come and they're like, I've never seen that before. I suspected, but I've never seen it. Or I didn't know it was that big. I'm like, what's bigger than that, right? Size matters, apparently.
I was going to say, we're still talking about the houses, aren't we?
But, and I enjoy, like, even I watch, say, like, you guys and other people, like, I haven't seen that before. And then you come and you go, hey, brother, I do that. So I still love it. We could have stopped a long time ago. Like, we can stop. Do you know what I mean? We've got some amazing people in the business now who are, walking, talking extensions of Beck and I. You've got Rachel, Broker of the Year, as customer voted. No one better.
Yeah.
Zaki, Ben, all these up-and-comers and killing it. And they're killing people that have been in my industry for 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, killing them and their client results. And I think, fucking yes. But it's the old story, when is enough enough? And not once do I get out of bed at all and go, I've got to do that again. Not once. And I think The only time I really ever struggle is with stupidity.
Mm.
You know, like, and they're not part of our community, as you know. I don't accept them. I don't approve them. It's the randoms on social. And now it's very simple for us. We just block.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you're going to vomit verbal diarrhea and shit on our content, right, we just block. You're never going to act with us. You're never going to transact with us, and you don't want to learn. You're just a McNugget. You're an absolute fucktard. Like, you're so much of a nugget, you're going in dry. You don't even have sweet and sour sauce. Like, if you got Macca's nuggets, you're going to have sauce of some flavour, yes? You're not going to eat them dry. Cold, dry nuggets. You know,
It's the most random analogy I've
you
ever
like that one?
heard.
Have you ever eaten nuggets without sauce?
They're ugly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're shit, they're ugly, they're dry. So I think it used to rub me the wrong way, and I can have a good argument with someone. Yeah, there's a guy the other night, and I responded, flog out west of Toowoomba in bumfuck Idaho, which is fine. I love Toowoomba. I've got property there. I love going out there, right? But this guy, oh, you're a fucking flog, as if I take advice from you in a shirt and a hat, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yes.
You're probably fucking broke. And I thought, I'll respond to this one. I said, no, mate, which addresses would you like? Tell me 1, 2, 3, 5, 10. What would you like me to prove? But it's going to prove nothing to you, but I'll post the RP data, the title searches. I'll show you. And he just went on and on and on. And then, as you know, I nearly lost my arm, right? So I can't type as well. And then, oh, you can't even fucking spell. You went like, 1, I can wear pajamas to work. I'm so fucking good at what I do. 2, I'm disabled. I've got a fucking ongoing TPD injury. Excuse the fucking typing. But again, let me know. Okay, I'll put some addresses in. And it just went on. And on. Oh, yeah, you've got an injury with your right arm and I'm picking on a disabled person. Now I'll pick on your... I've got an injury with my right arm, left arm. It just shit. And I'm like...
Keyboard
And then I was
warrior.
like, I've just wasted 6 minutes of my life on a broke, dumb fuck. Like, dry nugget. Like, what am I doing? Block.
Yeah.
Now, some of them I screenshot because I do content on them and I decide to put it up and embarrass them.
Yeah.
So people go, oh, look at the size of this guy and how fucking fat he is or whatever. I'm cool. Like, I could lose weight quicker than you can get wealthy. So I can be wealthy and healthy.
Yeah.
We all choose our own course. So, look, I think people like that, like the general population, can be a bit like, Australia's got a problem with that. But now I just don't fucking care.
Yeah.
It's such, like you said, you've watched such a big, rapidly growing community. I'm fucking pumped. I love it. So realistically, as long as I'm having fun, I'll keep going. The day I stop having fun, I'm out.
Mate, kudos to you and Beck. Brilliant.
Yeah, appreciate it. It's big now. It's
Yeah.
very, lots of people want to buy it, almost force us into selling. Lots of
Yeah.
people want to try to invest. Like, it's pretty wild.
We've watched it grow
Yeah.
over the last 8 years.
Yeah, and we're just on a bar of it. We love what we do, but there will be a shift shortly. I'm really going to fix the culture and change the culture.
So watch this space.
Yeah. Some new faces. Some faces may go. Some may come. I'm going to basically grab an IV and intravenously feed mine and Beck's passion, expectations, and belief into our team, and that will filter through.
Brilliant.
Some won't survive, but the ones that do, I was talking to Kerry about this today. I can train the skill, but I can't teach you to put your trolley back. If you're a shit bloke, you're a shit bloke.
Yeah. And not everyone likes change.
No. And that's okay. They can go do whatever it is they want to do somewhere else. So, there'll be some changes, but for the better. And people will go, oh, I don't know what's going on, but it's going to be good.
Yeah.
So,
Because you've
but
got to
yeah,
make change for the better, not just for the sake of making change.
Correct. Exactly.
Look at you, philosopher.
No, come on. We're PMs in IT.
Exactly.
We deal with change management all the time.
There
Okay.
you go. Any other questions?
No, that's,
So, mate, we'll just keep doing it because we love it. Like, you guys love sharing. I mean,
yeah,
if it's fun, keep doing it.
most definitely.
And
If
we
it
aren't
hurts, you're
paid.
doing it wrong.
And we aren't paid actors.
I think that one's the best.
Yeah.
But the one someone said, you were best man at my uncle or dad's. Someone said one-on-one at we, and someone had just said, oh, these guys are fucking paid actors. And then the person said, Craig, you know such and such or whatever. And I was like, this is fucking gold. Someone's just accused you of being a paid actor because there's like 5,000 people on. And then someone else was like, hey, you're at my dad's wedding. I was like, there you go.
Kim was on.
I had someone at REM tell me that they'd seen me on Neighbours.
Neighbours, who'd they reckon
Yeah.
you were?
Can't remember.
Wasn't
I'm like,
Toadie.
yeah, you got me.
I'm
You got me
Toadie.
in one.
Oh, I hope we didn't do business with them. I hope
And
we
then
refunded
the other one
them.
that I thought was the funniest, that we were AI.
AI.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've heard that one.
Yep.
Just make sure I can. Oh, yeah, you're
Yeah.
real. Just
Yeah.
checking. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm real, baby.
Oh, real, baby. Well, I'm super proud of you guys, and it's actually cool to become friends on the journey as well and socialising, get to know each other. So I'm really proud of you guys, and I'm really excited to see the next couple of months and the moving parts and get on some whiteboards and see what happens. So we'll
Yep.
definitely do a part 2 and a part 3 and keep showing the journey.
Thank you for inviting
bro.
us.
Well done. See ya.